All right, we've got an issue with the lawn again. Imagine that. That's what makes it fun, right? So, as you can see, this entire section right here is turning yellow. There's yellow all throughout. The rest of the yard is green. It's just this section. So what is going on? Whenever I have a lawn issue, I like to break it down with like a system, right? I don't like to guess. So probably the most important part of your lawn is going to be water. Now, I look at ET rates, the evaporation rates, and I know for my area with my rainfall and my temperature we're in August right now, I need about 1 to 1.25 inches of water per week. And that's what that section is getting. So I know my water is good. Next, I'm gonna take a look at sunlight. Is it getting enough light? Yes, it gets plenty of light. I'm also going to factor in temperature. We've had 106, 107 degree temperatures several days in a row, so it's possible it could be the temperature. The problem is the rest of the grass, the majority of the grass is perfectly green. So why the temperature would only impact this one little area doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna rule out temperature. Next, I'm gonna take a look at injury. So could it be fungus? Could it be insects? Could it be foot traffic? Could it be a fertilizer spill? That's going to be the next step I look at. And the last step would be like your soil. So are you deficient in some type of soil, nutrient, iron perhaps? I put out iron, so I know it's not iron or nitrogen. So I'm gonna go with injury. I think it's injury. And we're in late August, and in late August, usually you're dealing with armyworms. And so the first thing I'm going to do is walk around the house and look for those worms. What is this? Yep. All right, well, there you go. That's an armyworm. So I know that they're around here. Are they killing the grass? I don't know yet, but if I had to guess, I would say they're probably not helping it. So how do you know if you have armyworms? It's real simple. Just go get a gallon bucket, maybe one of those orange buckets at your local big box store, and fill it with some water and put some Dawn dishwashing soap in there. It doesn't have to be an exact science, just pour some in there where it's nice and soapy, and then dump, 2-3 gallons of that soapy water on the lawn. And if you have armyworms, they're gonna come to the top. So let's do that. Soapy water test showed that there was at least one armyworm, which means there's a whole bunch of them. So what do you do now? It's not important that you pick out the perfect product to kill armyworms. Anything labeled armyworms pretty much will do. The key is to get it out as soon as possible. These things can take over a lawn in just a matter of a couple of days. They can devastate a lawn, actually. So what I did was I just went out in big box store and just bought this. It's labeled, just check the label. It's labeled for armyworms. I don't know how great it is. I really don't care. Again, my focus is just simply on getting something out immediately to stop them, not getting the perfect product. So we'll see how it does. I'm pretty confident that give it a couple of days, this area will be back to nice and green. So I hope this video helps. Again, the point of the video is not to kill armyworms. It was to show you how to use a system to identify any problem with your lawn. Again, the number one issue you want to look at is water, then the temperature and sunlight, then maybe I'll look at injury such as insects or fungus, and then the very last, I'll look at soil. And again, very rare do I have a soil deficiency. If I do, it's usually going to be iron. That's going to be the number one thing that I look at. I put iron out just to kind of green it up, and I also put out nitrogen. Those are my main two go-tos, along with the plant growth regulator. What I like about the plant growth regulator is when grass grows really fast because you put nitrogen on it, it depletes the iron in the grass. Well, the iron is what helps turn it green along with the nitrogen. So if you can slow the growth, you don't deplete the iron as much. That's why when you put out a plant growth regulator, you notice your grass stays a little bit greener during the high temperature summer months because it's not as stressed. It's not focused on growing up, it's focused on growing out and down. But the one thing you do need to keep in mind is make sure when you apply plant growth regulator, anything, with a sprayer, that you calibrate your sprayer. Because if you do not calibrate your sprayer and you put the wrong amount on there, that's a good way to mess up your lawn really fast. A lot of people do that. So I'm gonna make other videos showing how to calibrate backpack sprayers and how to measure granular nitrogen, how to measure liquid nitrogen, because you need to know all this stuff if you're going to actually have a consistently green lawn. Hope this helps.